Jai Gurudev student and good morning. Today we will learn how to prepare the lyophobic colloids. There are some methods by which we can prepare the lyophobic colloids. First one is chemical method, involve your oxidation, reduction, double displacement, hydrolysis like that. So if we go through the first reaction, that one arsenium oxide react with H2S, give you arsenium sulfide. This is your sol, this is your colloidal sol, and 3 water. So this reaction is your double displacement reaction, means there is a displacement between these things takes place. So second reaction is SO2 plus 2H2S, 3S plus 2H2. Here you can consider the loss of oxygen takes place. So this process is your reduction. So by the method of reduction we can prepare the sulfur salt. Next, your gold chloride reacting with formaldehyde water gives you the gold sol and 3 formic acid and 6 water. Now another one, ferric chloride react with 3 water, gives you ferric hydroxide plus 3HCl. This method is your hydrolysis one. So by those methods we can prepare the lyophobic colloid. Next one, what we want to prepare, that one is electrical disintegration method. By electrical disintegration or Bradig's arc method. So in this method what happens, for example this is made of gold and this one is also made of gold. So we have taken a container like that, these are your ice. So in that one, this is your dispersion medium. In this one, 2 electrodes we have taken. The one is positive terminal, another negative terminal. If we struck one against the another, there is an electrical arc will generate, and that arc is responsible for the evaporation of metal in those electrodes. So metal present in those electrodes gets evaporated and falls into the solution, is like the particles of colloid. So this is how we can prepare the colloid of gold, colloid of silver. So what happens in this case, in this method an electric arc is struck between electrodes of metal immersed in the dispersion medium, due to which an intense heat is generated. The metal vaporizes, which condenses to form particles of colloidal sol, for example gold sol, silver sol, etc. So in brief, the first one we have done by different chemical reaction, we are preparing the colloidal sol. Second one by adopting a method where the 2 electrodes are struck against one another, due to that intense heat is generated which melts the metal present in the surface of those electrodes, which get evaporated and falls back into the dispersion medium. When they falls back into the dispersion medium, the particles of those evaporated are in the size of colloid, so they are remains in the solution as colloidal particles. This is what is called electrical disintegration method. Next one, we have another method is called peptidization. So you remember the word P. It is the method by which we can prepare the freshly prepared precipitate into colloidal salt by shaking it with small amount of suitable electrolyte. Now what happens in this case, student? If you consider that we have the precipitate, freshly prepared precipitate of FeOH thrice, ferric hydroxide. In this one, you are adding small quantity of electrolyte. For example, FeCl3. Now this ferric hydroxide, these are the precipitate. Consider these are the precipitate. This ferric chloride dissociate into ferric and chloride. So these precipitates are suitable for ferric ion to get adsorbed on them. Means on those precipitate the ferric ion are going to be adsorbed. So you may consider that why ferric. So these precipitate either suitable for ferric or sometimes it may be Cl negative, but here the pores of those crystals are suitable for the ferric because this is made of ferric and hydroxide. The ferric are get deposited on those freshly prepared precipitate. So another precipitate of positive charge, another precipitate of positive charge. Now what happens? We know that positive repel one another. So due to this repulsion, they will no longer remain in the precipitate. They comes back into the solution. So what is the reason behind that? Student, you listen. First of all, we prepare the freshly prepared precipitate. On that, this precipitate, on the body of those precipitate, there is positive charge get adsorbed, and we know that positive charge repel one another. Due to this, positive charge comes back into the solution. So they come back into the solution as a size of the particles as colloidal particles. This is how we can prepare from precipitate to colloid. The peptidization, you remember the process by which the freshly prepared precipitate is converted into colloid by adding a suitable electrolyte in the dispersion medium. So this is what is called peptidization. Precipitate is converted to colloid by adding electrolyte. Next, student, we are coming very important aspects of this chapter, the purification of colloid. There are some points of dialysis, then we have electrodialysis, then we have ultrafiltration. So first of all, student, we have to learn about the crystalloid. Crystalloids are actually electrolyte having positive or negative ions. Now, if we do dialysis, this is 1, this is 2, this is 3. Just you go through the books also. In dialysis, what happens? There is a system like that. This one is your semi-permeable membrane. Now water in this through that and water comes out through that outlet. So this one contains the particles of colloid as well as the particles of crystalloids. Already we have told that crystalloids are electrolyte having positive negative charge. So this semi-permeable membrane does not allow the colloids to pass through them, but these crystalloids with the help of water can comes out. So it is like that, student. The fisherman, if you observe that, when the fisherman catches the fishes, then when they take that one nearer to them, then they shake the net once or twice in the water, so that all the mud and all these things comes out. Like that, this process is done. Now, student, one more point. In electrodialysis, what happens? This is point 2 is electrodialysis. In this case, what happens? They have to give two electrodes like that. One electrode, another electrode. This one connect with positive, this one connect with negative. So the process become easier because this positive will attract the negative ions here, and this negative will attract the positive ions. So electrolysis is a faster process than dialysis, ordinary dialysis. In dialysis only you are using water. With water crystalloids are coming out, but in electrodialysis water as well as those electrodes helps to take out the crystalloids. So next, in this one we have to read about the ultrafiltration. In ultrafiltration, what to do? We know, I'm taking this one, third one, ultrafiltration. In ultrafiltration, the ordinary filter paper that we have, the pore of those ordinary filter paper, from this pore of the ordinary filter paper, both colloid and those crystalloid can easily pass through. So this filter paper, if you dip that filter paper into 4% nitrocellulose solution, then what happens? The pore of that filter paper shrinks. In that case, your colloid cannot pass, but your positive and negative ions can pass through them. So what happens in ultrafiltration? The ordinary filter paper dip into 4% nitrocellulose solution. By doing that, the pore structures of those filter paper become smaller, which allow the crystalloid, means smaller particles, to pass through them, but does not allow the colloid to pass through them. And by that, we can filter the colloid from the crystalloid. The process is just like that, student. If we have the sieve, and by that sieve, if your particles of tea leaves are just pass through that, then you dye that sieve so that your pore structures of that become smaller. In that case, the tea leaves cannot pass through that. So that is what we have learned, student. So in total, what we have learned today, student, that I am just concluding. First point, we have learned that some methods for preparing your lyophobic colloid, which cannot be prepared by ordinary method. One is chemical method. We know that some chemical reaction. Another one is your Brady's arc method, where the two electrodes are struck against one another. So in that case, lots of particles that is present in the electrodes are evaporated metals, and then they take the size of the colloid. Then we have read about the peptidization, where the precipitate is converted into colloid by shaking it with small amount of electrolyte. Then we have read about some processes for the purification of colloid. One is your dialysis, where the colloid cannot pass through that semipermeable membrane, whereas crystalloid smaller particles can pass. This process become faster by using electrodes of positive negative charge, so that this process become faster. Last one is ultrafiltration. In ultrafiltration we have learned ordinary filter paper dip into 4% nitrocellulose solution where the pores become small, and when the pores become small they allow the crystalloids or impurities to pass through them but not the colloid. So student, thank you for today.